Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reading the 14th Goldfish, Chapter 17, Law of Friendship. Heads turn when my grandfather comes storming across the lunch court. He hates to do laundry and has started borrowing from my mom's closet when he's running low on clean clothes. Today he's wearing her hot pink sweatpants and Phantom of the Opera t-shirt. I can't believe this is on the reading list. He huffs and holds up a book, The Catcher in the Rye. What's wrong with it? I ask. He starts eating my leftover chips. All this Holden kid does is whine. He should get a job. I haven't read it yet, I say, although my mom talks about it all the time. Holden Caulfield is one of her heroes. You don't need to, my grandfather says. You should be reading the classics. I think it is a classic. Please, I highly doubt Newton wasted his time on this drivel. Newton? You mean like the cookie? No. Isaac Newton, the father of modern physics. My eyes are drawn past him to the lunch line, where Brianna is waiting to play. She's with a bunch of volleyball players. It must be some kind of spirit day because they're wearing their team shirts, and have put on silly face paint. Isaac Newton established the 3 laws of motion, my grandfather says, and points to the plastic fork on his tray. The first law states that an object at rest will stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion unless an external force acts upon it. He smacks the fork, and it bounces, which in this case was my hand. He explains. Was it science that happened to Brianna and me? Were we 2 objects in motion hurling through space, and then an external force, middle school, volleyball, life hit us? As my grandfather drones on, I wonder, shouldn't there be a law of friendship that if you're friends with someone, if you're friends with someone practically your whole life, you can't just stop and change directions without the other person? My grandfather's voice shakes me back to the present. And that is Newton's law of motion in a nutshell, he finishes. You just learned physics, Ellie. Don't you feel smarter? I stare at him. Rod walks up to the table and eyes my grandfather. Love the new look, Doc, he says. Speaking of looks, Rod has a new piercing, a silver ball under his lower lip. My grandfather shakes his head. Why do you do that to yourself? You're going to get a terrible infection. Have you heard of staph? It's self-expression, Raj says. Self-expression? Really? My grandfather mocks. I'll be sure to alert Harvard. Raj comes home with us after school. We sit around my puzzle at the kitchen table. My grandfather's been working on it lately. Sometimes when we're watching TV, he'll abruptly walk over to the puzzle piece, pick up a piece, and click it in. It's like he's been thinking about it the whole time. My grandfather gives Raj an assessing look. Do you know any underworld type who could help us break into Building 24? Raj stares at him. Why would I know someone like that? I just assumed, he says, waving a hand at Raj's black clothes, the metal piercings. Raj gives him a funny look. Well, start thinking of a way to get in, he orders Raj. You're on the clock. Then he grabs his copy of The Catcher in the Rye and stomps out of the kitchen. Raj turns to me. Where did he go? The bathroom. He'll probably be in there for a while. I heat up some burritos. It turns out that Raj loves them as much as I do. We settle down at the kitchen counter to eat and make lists of how to break into the lab. Our ideas are silly, mailing ourselves to lab as packages or parachuting in. The strange thing is, it all feels so cozy. I wonder if this was what it was like for Oppenheimer and his team of scientists when they were working on the bomb. Did they sit around eating burritos and coming up with ideas? We need a name, I tell Raj. He cocks an eyebrow, and I explain, like they did with the Manhattan Project when they were creating the atomic bomb. We try out a few names: the Melvin Zagarsky Project, the Jellyfish Project, the Raj and Ellie are totally cool project. And then Raj snaps his finger. I got it. I got it, he says, pointing to his plate. The Burrito Project. My grandfather explodes into the kitchen, shouting, "They closed my email account!" Who? He's outraged. My email account at the lab. Someone closed my account. I can't access it anymore. That's a bummer, Raj says. But you can just set up a new email account. They're free. I did one for my grandmother. But my grandfather is beside himself. It's not that. All my contacts are in there. The diver who found the T. Malvinas. I don't even know his last name. All I know is that his name is Billy and he's Australian. Do you have any idea how many Australian Billies there are? Raj and I share a look. A lot, I guess. My grandfather fumes. I bet it was that Terrence character, the one in the flashy suit. He kept telling me to move my stuff out of lab. Little upstart. But who does he think he is? I have years of teaching experience on him. Decades. He waves the catcher in the rye in the air like a weapon. He's just like this Holden character, a phony. There's a beat of silence. Rod says, "You're reading The Catcher in the Rye? That's a really good book." Bye guys, thank you for watching my video. If you don't want to miss out any of my videos, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you guys in a new chapter. Bye.